Welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest update across South Sudan and beyond. Today we are looking at a very serious situation coming from South Sudan. This is a story about people struggling to survive. It is about families without food. It is about children who are sick and weak. It is about flood, poverty, and political problems that are making life even harder. And most importantly, it is about people who say they are not receiving help when they need it the most. In this video, we will break everything down. We will talk about displaced families who are starving in South Sudan, aid group being blocked from helping people, a new $50 million flood protection project. The United States question how aid money is used, and global politics involving China and South Sudan. Before we proceed, if you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video you can be notified. Let's first start with displaced people struggling without aid in South Sudan. According to this report, in South Sudan, many families have been forced to leave their homes. They ran away because of conflict, flooding, and insecurity. Many of them ended up in isolated villages surrounded by swamp areas. One of these places is a community called Nyatim. Life in this place is very difficult. People there, they say they do not have enough food. They also say they do not have clean drinking water. Some families survive by eating leaves and root from plants. Children are especially affected. Many of them are weak and suffering from malnutrition. A doctor working in the area say the situation is getting worse every day. Medical team reported that in nearby areas, many children are severely malnourished. In fact, in one screening, more than half of over 1,000 children were found to be seriously undernourished. That means their bodies are not getting the food they need to grow or survive properly. Aid workers tried to bring help. They want to deliver food, medicine, and clean water, but they say they were stopped by the government. According to humanitarian group, permission was denied by local authorities, national authorities, and even military group within South Sudan. One aid official described the situation very clearly. He said people are starving while help is being blocked by the government in Juba. He explained that some people are eating whatever they can find just to stay alive. At the same time, the United Nations Food Agency also said it was not allowed to deliver supplies even after many discussions with officials. Local government leader, however, gave a different explanation. They say the number of affected people right now might be exaggerated. They also accuse opposition group of keeping civilians in certain areas to attract humanitarian aid. But on the ground, people tell a different story. Some residents say they are returning to their home areas because there's no food or shelter where they are staying now. This creates a very serious question. If people are hungry and aid is ready, why is it not reaching them? This is one of the biggest concerns in the region today. Let's move on. South Sudan launched a $50 million flood resilient project. Now let's move to another important development. The government of South Sudan, together with international partners, has launched a new project worth $50 million US. This project is called enhancing climate resilience in flood-prone areas. In simple words, this project is meant to help communities survive flood and climate problem. It will run for 5 years. The goal is to help people in areas that are often affected by flooding, especially in states like Northern Barghazal and Warab State. This project plan is it will help around 1.7 million people, according to the report. These are people who face flood, drought, and food shortages. According to the report, the project will focus on better water management, climate-friendly farming, helping people earn better livelihood, improving early warning system for disaster, and building a stronger infrastructure to reduce flood damage. Of which I'll say the project is very important because flood have destroyed home, farm, and livelihood for many years. The government leaders say they want to change the situation from reacting to disaster. Well, they say they want to be ready and prepare for the flood before it happens. One minister explained that climate change has become a serious problem. He said flood destroyed crop and families, and the country must now focus on prevention and planning. United Nations agencies also support the project. They say it will help building a stronger system in the country. Experts believe that if it is implemented well, it could reduce suffering flood-prone areas. But the challenges remain. Will the project reach the people who need it most? That is something only time will answer. Let's move on to our third top story. United States question aid and governances within South Sudan. Now let's talk about international reaction. A senior United States official recently made a strong comment about South Sudan. He questioned how billions of dollars in aid and oil money have been used since independence. According to him, despite large amount of money entering the country, the humanitarian situation is still getting worse. He pointed out that a million of people are facing hunger, many are displaced, food insecurity is increasing instead of decreasing. He said this raises serious concern about governance and accountability. He also said conflict and weak public services are major problem. According to him, government resources are not being used effectively for public services like health, education, and infrastructure. He added that many humanitarian organizations are now doing work that government should normally handle. The latest food security report shows a very worrying situation. Around 7.8 million people are expected to face serious food shortage this year. Some areas are even at risk of famine condition. Thousands of children are suffering from malnutrition. Pregnant and breastfeeding women also need urgent nutrition support. Experts say that the situation is getting worse due to ongoing conflict, rising food prices, limited access to aid, disease outbreak, and lack of funding. Government officials responded by saying the problem is not simple. They say climate change, flooding, and conflict are all contributing factors. The government also mentioned, they also say the country needs more investment in agriculture so it can produce more food locally. One minister said the government also cannot solve the problem. He said cooperation is needed between government and international partners. Still, the main question remains, why is hunger increasing despite years of aid and resources? Let's look at our fourth top story, China, oil, and the politics of peace. There is a growing discussion about China's role in South Sudan. China has been described as a major partner in the country oil industry. Oil is very important because it is the main source of income or the main source of government income. Some analysts said China supports the idea of non-interference, meaning it does not want to interfere in South Sudan internal politics. But critics say this approach has deeper impact. They argue that focusing only on stability and oil production may ignore problems like lack of political reform, weak accountability, ongoing violence, and delay in peace agreement. China's position at the United Nations is often described as supportive of sovereignty. This means countries should manage their own internal affairs without outside pressure. However, critics argue that when a country is facing serious humanitarian problems, ignoring political pressure can allow problems to continue. Some analysts say this creates a situation where stability is prioritized over reform. Economic interests become more important than accountability. Political change becomes slower. China, on its part, argued that stability is necessary for development. It says foreign interference can sometimes make conflict worse. This creates a debate. Should the focus be on non-interference and stability, or should there be stronger pressure for political reform? There is no simple answer. But what is clear is that South Sudan remains in a fragile situation. Peace agreements have been delayed, violence continues in some areas, and civilians are still struggling. So, in conclusion, what have we learned today? We have seen a country facing multiple serious challenges at the same time. People are hungry, some are displaced and struggling to survive. Aid is sometimes blocked or delayed. Flood continue to destroy homes and farms. International partners are investing money and launching projects, but the results on the ground are still mixed. At the same time, global power are discussing politics, oil, and influence. And through all of this, ordinary people are the ones who suffer the most. The big question now is, can South Sudan break this cycle of crisis? Can its governance and peace effort finally reach the people who need them? Or will the same problem continue year after year? We'll continue following this story closely. Thank you for watching. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, please I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video you can be notified. Thank you for watching. Let's meet on the next video.